Touchdown. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Hi guys, thanks again for joining us on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host and this is my co-host.
I'm Black Red Square out there one more time on another brand spanking new episode of the Music and Marriage podcast. Give thanks for joining us. Let's talk.
And we hope that wherever you are in the world, this podcast is reaching you in good health and in good spirits.
Yeah, man. And as usual, we have to big up our sponsors before we start. Simply Rose Craft. If you need your home decor, door signs, door wreaths, please do not hesitate to check out Simply Rose Craft. She has a website, www.simplyrosecraft.com, or you can check her social media platforms. All right, so Simply Rose, make sure to check her out.
And while you're at it, make sure you guys go over to Nikki Glitz Cosmetics and make sure you guys go shop for her for all your loose glitters and your palettes. And don't forget to use your code MMP22 for your 20% discount on your order.
Yes, ma'am. And today we have a special guest in the building, as you guys can already see. Female reggae recording artist, Sacaj. Did I introduce you right? All right. Because the name is very
tricky when you read it, but you
unusual.
Yeah.
Sacaj.
Yeah.
Sacaj. Right. So Sacaj, right? I'm going to be very honest. The first time I heard the name was the first time we met at the celebrity Bubble the Pot, Sun City. Big up on yourself. Then I guess the first question would be musical journey. Just give you a little bit of where it started and where it's at right now.
Okay, so I have been a music lover since birth, I believe. I've been singing since I was like 5 years old in my bedroom and my bathroom.
Yes.
I started singing in church at about 12 and in the choir at high school,
What high school was that?
St. Mary High School.
St. Mary High School. So you're from St. Mary?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Born and bred.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and then when I went to university, a record label reached out to me.
Okay.
And they wanted me to sing over a song. And then one of the producers asked me if I wrote. And I told him yes. And I let him hear one of the songs that I wrote. My song Mary Jane, you can check it out.
Alright.
And when he heard it, he was like, yeah, let's crop the song that I wanted you to sing. You're going to do this one. We're going to record this one. And, ever since then, I've been writing and recording. But for some reason, they didn't want to release any of my songs.
Okay.
So, them go around until, I broke away from them in 2020 and released my first single, Mary Jane, with my new team. So I released my first song in 2020.
2020.
And I have released about 9 songs since then.
So your first official release was 2 years ago.
Yes.
During the pandemic, though. That's the
pandemic.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very risky move to say, you know what, I'm going to push it out during the pandemic and,
And how was it received? How was the song received?
Good. So far, I don't think I've heard any negative feedback from Mary Jane.
Right.
It's all been positive. So the struggle is to get it to more ears.
More ears.
Yeah.
I mean, and with the use of social media platforms these days, we can, as an artist myself, we bypass as much as the gatekeepers as we can with our music, with the use of social media. So I think once the content is good,
and trust me, her voice is beautiful.
You're great singer.
Her voice is beautiful.
The song that he did, the song that he performed, the first one at the Bubble the Pot event that we did together, was a really, really good song. Tell me a little bit about that song. It sounded a bit personal.
Yes, that's my most recent release, Woman's Prayer.
Woman's Prayer.
And I guess you can say it's personal because, there's so much things that we go through as women. It's almost normalized certain types of abuse. It's almost normalized in, well, like, I know about Jamaican society. Because I just, things that we've been experiencing from a child. If your mom's having, or if your family is having guests over, a big man as a child, and your big men coming over, then I'm going to tell you, take off your shorts, put on something on, shorts. If
Yeah, because you can't be around men certain way.
Exactly, but like, why are these men coming? If your young daughter cannot be around these big men, their clothes, why are they coming into your house?
Right. Very good
So
question.
I think like victim blaming has been, taught
Program
to us
in our
from
mind.
very young, because that shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case. If you cannot trust these men around your kids.
And it's funny that you say that because I read an article a couple days ago of a girl. She's finally coming out now in America. Speaking about it, she was 5 years old and her abuser was about 22 at the time. And she just had a child with him. So she's still with him in a relationship now because she's like, he groomed her. She has no other, she don't know anything else but him. Despite the dysfunction, despite the abuse, despite everything else, it's like she didn't know what else to do is other than to just love him. So now he's like in his 40s, late 40s, and she's in her late teens, and they just had a baby together.
Really? Wow.
So it's like a lot of the victim blaming, as you say, and for us women, sometimes we don't think that help is there. So we retreat when it comes to feeling like, okay, we can actually go forward and say certain things, or even just the fact of people believe in us.
Exactly.
So just that alone, like, we don't get that. And she said, as she said, it's normalized within our society as it's something that it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's not. So it's definitely a good thing that you're shedding light on that topic.
Yeah, man, with that song.
We
It's
can't
very
get enough
powerful.
of, the noise and the light being shined on that specific topic because it's something that we've been going through for ages now. as
Has it
women,
been
so.
difficult getting that song played on the airwaves and radio and getting, people, we call them gatekeepers, to accept a track like that and play it for the public?
It's definitely a, what do you say? It's not a feel good song. It's definitely a song that's hard hitting and will stir up a lot of feelings. And if you're guilty of some of the things in the song, you're not going to.
Or you support it.
Exactly,
Definitely.
or you support, or you know people.
Or know people
I call
within.
out the people in the song who know people who do it, who abuse women and don't say anything. And not even just women, but men too get abused in that way.
Yeah.
So in that way, but the people then really a bonfire upon it too. They play it,
Okay.
they support it.
Okay, yeah, man, that's good. That's great. Also, I also realized that you are a part of the Jamaica Festival competition.
Yeah.
Right? You're actually a
The
winner.
Yeah.
Right?
says so, yeah.
All right. Again, I must admit, me not really follow. I don't really, for some reason, I just don't follow the
Festival.
festival.
songs.
I used to, but for some reason, I just don't follow it anymore. I don't know why. It's just not in the mainstream media platforms, and because of that, out of sight, out of
A
mind.
lot of people aren't even really know that it's there. Yeah.
What was the process? What is the process of getting into the competition?
Well,
That is the
you
first
have
question.
to-
For me, it's a personal question. For me.
Thinking of entering?
Maybe because, it's something that I like. You know what I mean? Like legends of our music
I've done it.
have
yeah.
done it in the past. So why is there no great emphasis placed on the importance of the competition
Yeah.
anymore? In my opinion.
I think.
So
well,
what is the
again,
process?
The process is, you just have to have an original song with an original, do I say original rhythm? You just have to make a rhythm. You can, sample other things because I've heard other people do it. But your song have to be original. You don't have to write it. You can get somebody to write it and you perform it, and somebody to produce it and you perform it. And then you submit it. There's a small entry fee. You submit it at a JCD office, and after a while they'll let you know if you're in the top 10 because they
Okay.
only choose 10.
So for all of the singers out there, this
If
is
you're
the steps
interested.
that you have to take to.
And it's something that happens every year, right? Around what time usually?
Around, I think entries start being accepted in February. I'm not even sure because
Okay.
this, as you guys, when you say don't follow, I say probably don't know that there was
Right.
some controversy around it this year because they were going to cancel it.
Yeah, because they
Because
say I heard about that where they say the
Yeah.
songs weren't good
up to
enough.
par, they couldn't
Yeah.
find like 10 good songs.
Hmm. I heard that.
The top 10.
Which is mind blowing to me.
I heard
So-
that.
Yeah, so they had to. They were going to cancel it. They put it out there in the media. There was an outrage. Like everybody was like, "No,
Yeah.
we want a festival song." So they reopened the entry for a week or two, I think, and then they got, I think 200 more entries.
Okay.
Man, I don't remember these numbers, but yeah. And then from that, they chose the top 10.
Okay.
But there
This
were,
was the one that you were entered in?
No, I entered from the original. So there were 3 songs from the
No,
original.
in this
This year.
This current
Cycle, this
the-
current, like
this
the
current
new
cycle, right? This is the one that you entered in and won? Or was it the one
2022?
before?
No,
20,
2022. Yeah.
22.
22, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is this
Yeah.
this one. So
That's what I said,
recently.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not listening.
Okay, continue. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so there were like 3 songs from the original batch of songs that they said were up to the standard, and they were just going to make an album. They
Okay.
were just going to make an album.
And your song was a part of the 3?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
good. Okay, now I'm on.
Yes.
On board
And then,
what was
everybody
going.
else got chosen after. And then, media, everything was so cramped, like every day is something else because, there wasn't enough time because of the delay and everything. So, media, interviews, performances.
Yeah. Was it tedious for you? It sounds like
Well, the tedious part about it was the fact that I live in St. Mary and
Right,
everything was in
right.
Kingston. So the
Yeah.
constant traveling, plus
Back and
I
forth.
had a back injury. But it was really bad when I was doing the competition. So the whole heap of traveling, that was like the hardest part for me.
so
But it was worth it because at the end you were crowned the winner, and it's a good look. It's a good look, and I'm sure it's gonna open a lot of new doors for you as far
Has
as
it?
your music.
It has
See?
definitely put me in spaces that, probably would have taken me a lot longer
To
Right.
get there.
to get there.
So for the artists out there, if you're interested in entering the festival competition, don't feel like it's just something that you enter and then that is it. There's opportunities
That
within
can
the
come
space
from it,
that
yeah.
comes from being a winner. You know what I mean? So yeah, let that be a lesson to you. All right, so my dear,
Want to jump into the topic? All right, topic of the day.
let's jump into the topic.
So, do you think it's possible to love someone and not trust them?
I think it's possible.
You think it's possible? Why?
Because
Love someone and not trust them in what way? I mean, me not
Just overall, can you love someone like can you be in a
Relationship-wise,
relationship with someone and
or
love them?
is it just like a regular
No,
your virgin, you love him
relationship.
but we not trust you?
No, I'm not busy about your virgin. I feel like your virgin, brother. That's not with me. Me talk about that relationship. Whether if you're in this relationship, can I say I love you, but I don't necessarily trust you?
Can it work? You mean
Can it
can the
work?
relationship work?
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Okay.
I believe you can love someone and not trust them because initially I believe that you start off trusting everybody. Well, that's me, and so
Not
it
me.
starts at 100, and then the
Have to-
person,
yeah.
you decide how much it goes down.
Hmm.
With love is a choice, I believe, and when you choose to love somebody, it can just. If they do something to break your trust, I don't believe the
just
love
turn
can
it
just
off.
go away like that. I believe that not trusting them will put a strain on the love. The strain on the relationship.
Right. So eventually you feel like I mean, I'm not put
You
words
can't
in your
love what you
mouth.
can't trust.
Yeah, I'm not put words in your mouth. But me personally, I feel like maybe the relationship won't work.
Probably not.
Eventually.
Probably not. But if you are with the relationship might not work. But
The love
you
is
can
still there.
love them.
Right. So that is what I am saying now. Me I try to get to that point where the question is asked, where can any relationship work without, trusting somebody, but you still love them?
Well, for me, I'm the opposite of what she just said. I can love you more quicker than I can trust you. So I can have love for you and I can respect you, because my respect turns into love for me. Like, depending on how much, as you said, it starts at 100 and it goes down depending on how you act. So it's like I can love you, but the trust is something, as you said, you can love someone and you will continue to love them, but that don't mean you have to be around them. I could love you from a distance.
Yeah, but how that relationship will work?
It doesn't have to.
That's what I'm saying.
Then what is the purpose?
Because the question is, can you love somebody
And not trust them? I could love you, but I don't have to trust you. Because for our relationship, I've always loved him. But shit, sometimes I can't trust him as far as I could throw his ass. And I can't even lift him. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still, that's why I guess I see it in that way. Because I can love him and I've always loved him throughout his good and bad times. But sometimes it's like, no, if I could trust that, no. Well, why are you laughing? Some movements be shaky sometimes, so I just be like, I don't know.
Okay.
Especially when you start
drink
seeing,
water for that
especially when you start seeing 1 and 2 reoccurring movements. It's like, all right, Playboy, I ain't got time for this. We're gonna have to fix it up or do something. But I feel like it might put a strain on the relationship. But I feel like if you love that person enough, it can get to the level where you can trust them again.
If they're willing to work.
If they're willing to work on themselves. But I don't think I can love you once my love is broken. Like, once I'm like, I have no love for you, you can't gain that back.
Trust me, I am the same.
You can't gain that back.
Why
But my
though?
trust, you can gain back my trust. Because
Why?
trust is something.
Why you can't gain back love?
Once I'm done, I'm done.
For me, it's because when I love somebody, like in a relationship,
give your all.
I love them. Like, I give my all, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot
To give
for
your
that
all.
to change. So if you push me to the point where I'm just like, all right,
I'm done.
you do you, I do me, I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
you
coming
don't find
back.
that fair because you can alright, trust you can regain, but love you can't regain.
Because once the
No,
love is
I don't
broken,
get
the
it.
love is done. The
Because-
trust, for me, trust is something that you earn. Love is something that's given. So if you give me that love, I'm gonna give you that back. But if every minute, 1 minute you're saying, yeah, you want to do right, and then next minute you're doing some stupid shit, then next minute you know what I'm saying? Like, the trust is on and off. Your actions is on and off. But the love is just initially still there. I'm still going to love you through your good and your bad times. That don't mean I have to like you. That don't mean I have to want to be around you. But I still love you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of.
It kind of what? We've been through this. I had this feeling towards
All
you
right.
a couple of times in our relationship. I've always loved you, as I said. But there's times when it's like, all right, brother.
There are times when you're in and out of love with me.
No,
No.
I always love you. There's times when the trust is shaky where it's like, I don't know. But the love is always there.
But
There's
still
no
not get
question
a
on the
good.
love.
We still not get a great understanding of why we cannot regain. We cannot work and regain
Some
love
women you
for
can,
someone.
but for me, I'm just that type of person. Once that is broken,
Right. So what
because
is
as
it?
she said, it takes a lot for me to love.
Of course, and it takes a lot for you to trust as well.
No, but what you know? If I stop loving you, I just won't care enough.
Exactly.
Like, it's just like I don't even.
But that's
feel it.
not
Put that
fair.
on fire, money will spit
Exactly,
water
it's
upon you
like
for
you
out
don't
here. May I walk
exist to
past
me
you?
anymore.
That not fair.
Exactly. That's what it is.
There you go.
Because at that point, it's like you broken all trust in me. You just disrespected me on all levels. And you made me feel like I ain't shit. So Playboy, you ain't shit to me. You don't even exist. I'm gonna keep it pushing. Deuces. I don't see you.
All right. So on the man's side, right? While you are saying deuces, this, that, I bite up yourself, right? man have feelings too, you know.
That's a you problem.
Exactly, that's a you problem.
We might do things,
and
at the same time, women do stuff too, right? And when you do things, you expect man to regain back love and trust for you.
No, it's
like,
never
we're not
to that
doing
level.
things for you to fall out of love
Exactly.
with us. It takes a lot for me to
Fall out of love. Exactly.
So it's not like you just do one thing and I'm just like boom, done.
I'm done.
I think it's a gender thing.
No. Well,
maybe we're more emotional towards the situation and we think more with our hearts. Y'all just think of a feeling in that moment. We actually analyze everything of all of our feelings, all of the interactions that we have. We weigh the good and the bad. But uno does look panitize. You know, say it's not work for me in that moment and so I'm done. And y'all go on to the next.
And how do you try to facilitate
I'm not going to facilitate
that type of energy when the man truly in love with you and wants to be there, but at the same time
you do right. That's all it is.
Yeah, but you have to give that space for him to become.
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's what she's saying. She gives chances.
Exactly, but
the chances are, if you keep messing up, then you guys.
All right, let me ask you a question. How much chance uno forget before a man can say reach that point?
Use your discretion. Use your discretion. But for me, after 3, I'm done. I ain't got time for it. 3 strikes you out. I'm a baseball player.
I don't think we'll count, you know. It's just
exactly we
my
don't.
heart tells me when
you're done.
Like,
exactly. Right. No, but me count. Me count. So it's like you have chances in between where you can't mess up on me. Now I gotta send out and make a look at turn a blind eye to it. You know me does make it one, but you have 2 disrespect. And so when you reach that 3rd disrespect, the way me I said, no brother. Yeah, you have to go on. Love or no love. Me no business about that no more. Because you're not going to continue. I'm not going to keep putting myself in a position where you're going to keep hurting me and I'm going to make excuses for you and say, it's because I love him. That's the same reason why a lot of these women are in a lot of stupid situations that they're in right now, because of, I love him. And then when it come to him, yo, dog, you know, say, now working at the next one if you're coming. Like, no. But I depend them things there. Once you do something to a level and I see that it's continuous disrespect, and there's no care, no remorse after it's done, yeah, brother, them things that lick my chip. I'm not having a time for it. So once you get to that level, that's where it's like, what are you saying?
Hey, what more can I
you
say?
plan on like doing
exactly.
I mean, it's not necessarily planned. It's like
keep your shit together. Right. And that's the problem. You see, you hear what he said. It's not necessarily planned.
Yeah. You know what?
But at the same time, he's not saying, I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen. That's the problem with men.
All right. You know what? We've been together for almost 20 years.
No, we've been together 21 years.
21 years. Oh, nice. See that?
She said, all my life. God damn, why you going to say that on camera? God damn.
Almost 21 years. Right? And we've been through everything.
Yeah.
Literally. See? And you know, sometimes I feel like when we are in front of cameras and things like that, we say things that we don't necessarily practice fully. You know what I mean?
I mean,
we can't throw a word point.
Okay.
They're right, so.
Okay, people do it. I'm just like, no.
So, you know, it's like, if you really feel like this is the person for you, if you have this person in your life and you feel like this is the person for you, no matter what happens, you're going to continue to fight to keep it together.
At some point, I'm tired of fighting.
And if that point comes, then it has to be reciprocated. You understand what I say? So if the two of we feel the same way, then
the two of us don't have to feel that way.
But if you,
the two of us does not.
Let me speak. Give me the floor.
Take it.
Right? Take it. So if you feel a certain type of way, like, all right, you know what? Let me do it this way. If me feel a type of way where she cheated and me don't want her no more and whatever, this and that, and you're in the situation where you say, you know what? Me nah make him leave me now. Because I'm really I feel like this is where I want to be. We have a future together, and we are gonna fight to keep this together. What do I do as a person that wants to leave? Should I just give up?
If
Pack
you
up and
want to
go.
leave, you leave.
Pack up and go. Bag
Even
lady.
after building this
If you
this
if
thing
you
with you
see
for
that,
so many years,
if you see that someone does not respect you and someone does not give you that trust and give you that you need in that
yeah,
relationship.
but what about the good times?
Yeah, but the good times, what the disrespect clearly is outweighing the good times.
Yeah, for sure.
No,
Clearly.
it can't be because of just one scenario or situation or,
So,
or
alright.
3 scenarios. Then put it in a year
Then if it's
limits.
strike three, you're out.
And what about the 10 million other good times?
Well, them 3 strikes was more disrespectful than the 10 million times great that you've done. So guess what? Cut.
For true.
Me not
It is what it
understand.
is.
Me not
But
agree.
Why?
Why am I going to torture myself and keep going
It's
through
not
something where
torture.
I'm in
You're going to
pain?
reflect because you understand what you have.
You should have reflected before you cheated.
Exactly.
Or
Exactly.
You should have reflected.
Exactly.
You should thought about
And
it
me
first.
cheat, I she cheat.
Well, if I
That's a scenario then
well,
I
if I
work
me
with.
cheat and you decide say you want go on.
For sure.
I mean, me not gonna tell this
All
to
right,
sit down and wait for
me
me.
in the position of being cheated on, me not gonna lie. Of course it a gonna hurt. But as a man, speaking from a man's perspective, me not gonna just, it not gonna so easy for me for just say, me done.
Yo,
whatever.
That's the biggest cap ever, my
It's
guy.
not going to be that
my
easy.
guy. Stop
As a
playing.
man, you know,
You're
I understand, you know,
gone.
because
You're
me can't
gone.
understand your perspective
You're
as a
gone.
woman. But me as a man,
You're
if
gone.
me, no, listen, as a man, if me truly love you,
You're
if
gone.
me truly have something great with you, and you reach a 3 strike, me still, like I've seen it so many times. I have seen this so many times. Me still, I go have some in my heart, some place where you still belong, and I go still try to mend.
Yeah, you're gonna
things with
belong.
you.
You're gonna belong in the past.
In a year,
That's a memory.
As a woman,
So you're still a part of my life, but
as
just
a
the
woman,
past.
but not as a man. I'm
Well,
just
then,
a simple
Andrew,
perspective.
you're
What you
not.
think about
You're
that?
not doing that. He's lying.
Exactly.
I'm not
He's
lying.
lying.
For that,
I'm not lying.
He's lying.
men are normally the ones who cut after
The
a woman
first.
cheat.
The
No.
Men are
first.
the ones who
Just
try
make
to
him even have an
forgive.
inkling.
Me
Just
not
make him
agree.
even say,
Especially
make him
if
even
it's
say
sexual.
Tyrone and walk past the door and Tyrone not even come a year.
I don't
Say,
agree.
yeah, you.
I don't agree.
Please.
That is a,
Especially if
Please.
it's sexual, if you give
Exactly, it's what, girl, please,
People of God,
please.
stop lying.
Imagine
no
now,
man. That
look,
is not
he's
a
lying.
committed. That is
He's
not
lying.
a committed relationship. That is just a little thing where a little
Listen,
fling.
Now,
I've
if
been-
it's a fling, then you'll be easier to forgive, but it will hurt more if you
If it's someone that you love her, exactly.
That
like
is
you're a
true,
woman.
but at the same time,
And then even look at this now. All when it done happen, the way how he's gonna look at you, the way how he's gonna act towards you, you're never gonna be the same. Especially when it comes to sexually, you're never gonna
And
be
every
that
man
same
stays
with her.
so.
You, may I tell you, brother, you're not doing it. Stop
no,
lying to
no,
yourself,
no,
my
no,
guy. Stop
no,
it.
No,
Please.
no.
You ain't doing it.
Nah.
You're not doing it.
I'm doing it.
He's out on the first minute him here say, yo, boop, 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 that. Him gone.
That's a lie.
Him not gonna want to say, yo, I really say go. And once him find out said that's what it is, he's out.
I'm gonna look revenge.
Listen to me, revenge is not his thing because
So
he's
just gone then.
him just gone.
That's a lie, man.
Him just
That's a
gone.
lie. That's a lie. May I speak for myself? That's
All right, let me speak for myself. Someone that's been cheated on. I stayed because I loved him, but the trust was never the same.
Exactly. Women are like that. We'll stay. Not me.
The love is still there. Yeah,
nasty.
he's on his last strike, but still, you know,
You get that?
he knows.
Me not have no, me
You're
not
on-
have, there's no limit.
He's on. Listen to me.
Attack, she attack. That's a lie. I that
Well,
me
then
I try
we
to
got
show
one
you.
day.
That's a lie. But anyway.
All right.
continue.
So,
Sacaj said she'll leave though.
Talk, Papa.
Sacaj said she'll leave.
I mean, I wouldn't blame her. If I, thinking back at it, in her age, if I was moving the way how I am right now, we wouldn't have all these kids. She would have been the only one that's here and it would have been done.
See it? And then we wouldn't end up
Yeah, but-
having what we have
But
now.
suppose I would have
And
had
that is my point.
But suppose I would have had a child
That is
with,
my point.
Jay-Z or somebody. I'd have been
That is my point. We
So,
wouldn't have had what we have
Yeah, we wouldn't have had what we.
Because you wouldn't have it.
Exactly, and it's not because of him; it's because of me.
No,
why
but you
we're
would
still
have think
together.
and you would have think to yourself and I said, John, suppose me did stay.
Let me tell you this.
What would it
As
have
someone
been?
that's older than you, in the position that I've been in, I would tell you, once you see him start slipping, sliding, especially if he's not gonna take accountability for his actions and change them. Yeah, you kick rocks. You're not have time for sitting and waste on a boy, especially when I come going like yeah, cause somebody could eat
So
that
you
girl.
wasted time with me? That's what
I didn't waste my time with you, but I did regret a lot of situations that we've been in where I could have done better. Yeah.
He's enjoying.
I could have definitely stopped a lot of stuff then, but my thing was I turned a blind eye to a lot of things. And then I was just like, I'm not getting in an argument with nobody. I'm doing thing when I'm ready for it, you know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I was entertaining other people.
Hold on.
So it's
Sacaj, let me ask you a question, right? How long is that time limit between just enjoying each other's company to becoming a serious
that's a good
situation?
A serious situation or a serious relationship?
Relationship. Let me use that word.
Exactly. Situation.
I mean, that depends on like the two people. Because I mean,
For you, what is your cutoff point to say, listen, I know at the time, if we not take it serious, I go my way and you have to go your way.
Okay, so when it come out of the talking honeymoon phase, when it's time to describe the relationship, honestly, it varies based on the guy
And who you're dealing with, the maturity.
There's some people, like there's some guys where you just want to stay in the honeymoon phase. You know that a serious relationship will not work out. Let me just vibe and enjoy this as long as it lasts, and then when I time for cut and go. But if like you are at a space, or I'm at a space mentally when I know that a serious relationship is what I want. Once like I vet the person and we both know that this is what we want, and we talk and we date and we realize that listen, we're compatible, we have the same values, the same morals. Like why waste time? Serious.
See, there you go. Why waste
So
time?
I get the feeling that you're not a numbers person. You're more of a feelings type.
Exactly. You can't. Love isn't very logical,
No, me number. I'm a numbers girl. I'm not a mathematician, but I'm a numbers girl. That's me.
Me are just vibes.
Okay.
It was vibes to me too, but at the same time, after 25, I was like, okay, Playboy, I'm getting a little bit old. I ain't got time for this. What am I going to be? Is either your wife or your girlfriend. If it's your girlfriend, I got to go. I don't have time to be. And we already had a child at this point. So it's like, and I was already pregnant with the second one. So it's just like, what will I do? Like, we got to figure it out. I'm not going to just continue to be a baby mother.
Yeah, after a certain age, I'm going to be numbers too because I don't want to be a certain age girlfriend.
Exactly. Like, I feel like at a certain point, especially at that time, we were together for 10 years, 10 years. So, come on. No, we were still young. Because remember.
Come on. I thought you weren't a numbers person. Like,
you see the number slap you, you see that number they slap you.
I've always told myself, no, if I'm dating you for more than 2 years and you don't pop the question,
you gotta go.
Exactly, me not have time for
what do you mean by pop the question after
Ask
2
me to
years?
marry you.
What that mean?
Ask me to marry you.
Marriage after 2 years?
Yes.
You know that I've seen a story that says
you can't get nobody.
Man knows after 6 months
what he wants. Exactly.
You can get to know
right
somebody
away whether he wants to be here, yes or no.
After 2 years, you can get to know everything about that person the way you need to know.
Listen,
to decide.
You would never know
about a person.
No, to that point where you
Listen to me.
decide
I'm
that you want to get married.
I'm just still learning him in his 21 years. So please.
You can never know everything about a person.
As long as you're comfortable enough with that person, you feel you know that much about that person. Yes, 2 years is the only reason why I waited so long is because, as I said, we started when I was 15. So we wanted to give each other space and time still to grow. But once me said 25, I was like, all right, brother, because his thing was him want a child before 25, and he's 3 years older than me.
I want a ring before a
See,
child.
so and that was my thing. You got to figure it out because I'm not continue to just be baby mother.
2 years, some of the kind of
No.
Well, you're married already, so don't worry about it. You worry about it.
2 years is a good time. I would usually say between 2 to 5 years. Between 2 to 5.
Years, too much, 5 years, so no, me too old enough.
Oh, please. So 5 years from now, me wife, she old me what? Me na my grave.
No, like, but me want,
Girl,
I want
stop.
to have kids in
By
my
a certain
20s,
age.
I
And that's
have
the
to be
same thing
married
with me
before I
too.
have kids.
That was the same thing with me too. I wanted to have kids in my 20s so I could be able to grow with them and be able to have fun and do things with them and not just be the old grandma, mommy, you know.
Why?
So it's important. I think it's good when you have both parties know what they want.
Exactly.
Then once
Whoever
both
that
parties
special
know,
person is right now under pressure.
2 to 5 is not bad. I mean, I see men do 2 to 5 years in prison with ease and no problem. So it can't be 2 to 5 years with a woman. I say, all right, boom, 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 man, married you. Nothing wrong with
I don't
that.
understand why
Prison?
men think marriage is not a bigger commitment than kids, you know. They literally
Exactly,
stop kids for life.
exactly. I say this all the time. They feel like having kids is much
Exactly.
easier
You know, that is a
responsibility
very
than
good
marriage.
question.
It is not. It's true.
It's a very good
It's
question.
true. Marriage is way more harder than having to deal with just raising kids. It takes a lot more
And that's
commitment.
why, all right, and that's why the 2 year kind of sticky.
No. Because once we know what we want,
Because
what is it,
if
what
you
is the
know
sense
that
of
marriage is a
wasting?
bigger commitment, why you
I
gonna
don't
rush in
think
it
marriage is a
Yeah, but
after
we
2
know man
years?
breed woman after 2-3 weeks. They might breed sleep
Yeah,
with woman
because
2,
it's
3
not
weeks
a
and then
bigger
next month she-
commitment.
It
You
is a
can deal
bigger-
with the youth.
Kids is not a bigger commitment.
You
When
should-
you have kids with somebody, you're literally stuck with them for like.
Imagine you
plus
having a
kids.
child with somebody that you don't like and it's like a whole nightmare having to
No,
deal with
what you
that.
just say? What you just say? Marriage is a bigger commitment than
I
having
think
children.
having kids is a
Having
bigger
kids is a
commitment
bigger
than marriage.
commitment.
Okay, okay.
Having kids, you are literally creating life with that person.
You
That
start
person
for
that you
18.
probably hate, you created a human being with that
Mm-hmm.
person. So you probably resent that kid that you have because you
Some
created
people,
with
some
somebody
women
that you
do.
have.
Some women do resent their
Exactly.
children because of the father of their children.
Hmm.
And some men resent their kids because of the mother
Mother.
of their children.
Exactly.
So it's a real that's something else we could talk about, you know. All right, well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We thank you guys so much for joining us. Please make sure you guys
Stress
comment,
out.
like, and
Stress
share this episode. Stress out.
Stress out.
Make sure you
nigga.
guys like, share, and comment on this and other episode of our podcast. Make sure you guys go and subscribe RSI Network on YouTube, and make sure you guys subscribe on all streaming platforms: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are available. We are there. So thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm like Red Spear.
Stress, man, stress. And
Stress.
thank you to our wonderful guest Sacaj for coming
Sacaj
through.
kind of stressed with that 2 years something. You know, like,
Follow me on Instagram at
Yes,
Sacaj
oh.
Music. Follow me everywhere at Sacaj Music. Subscribe to
spell
my
it for
YouTube.
them, please. so that they-
SACAJ Music. I hope you guys know how to spell that. MUSIC. Everywhere.
Yes.
And
Everywhere.
stream my music on all.
And what's the latest single that you're promoting again? Woman's
Pride.
Prayer. And the video is out.
On
Yes.
YouTube. Sacaj Music.
Alright, so
Well,
make
we're
sure.
running
And we'll make sure we have a link
Check
in
it in.
the bio with all of her information, and also on Instagram where you guys can, connect with her
Connect with her.
and just catch a vibe and be able to be blessed with her beautiful voice.
Yeah, man.
Could I be
Really
a
good
background
singer.
singer still?
And frog in your throat.
One
baby.
more class.
You don't know about that.
Thank you for joining us on another episode. Wow, good people. No,
Mama,
I'm
think
telling you
about
about
it.
that.
You know, this might
it
be your
off.
bed tonight.
Eh?
Go on, talk. man.
No, share.
That's how we got to work. Plain and straight. We don't have
man
no
said-
secret.
Fragging at your throat. Oh gosh.
And that's how, I saw the things stay fresh and moving. You know what I mean? We
Man said
keep it.
fragging at my throat.
Anyway.
No, man, hands.
Peace. Salute. Big up on yourself. Alright?
Well, good people.
Walk good.